The Book of Boba Fett. I still don't completely know how I feel about this show, and I'm gonna try to work through those thoughts in this video. You see, when the first season of The Mandalorian was over, I was buzzing with excitement. Same with the second season of The Mandalorian. When those two seasons were done, that show, again, we're talking The Mandalorian, still lingered in my mind. It had staying power in my brain. I thought about it. Thought about how fun of a ride it was. Thought about how new and inventive it was. Thought about the possibilities. The Mandalorian was the type of show that occupied a large chunk of space in my memory. Now, the Book of Boba Fett, on the other hand, I barely even think about it. And it's only been a week. Hey, a little shout out here. If you want to support the channel and have fun while doing it, click the link in the video description below to play Disney Emoji Blitz. Disney Emoji Blitz is a really unique match 3 game on your mobile device. All of the emojis have unique powers. You unlock different emojis throughout the game. New characters are added from all sorts of different Disney, Pixar, and Star Wars projects. So click the link in the video description below to get started. Again, clicking that link supports the channel. That link acts as a creator code. Have fun, enjoy yourself. Now, back to the show. One of the things about the Book of Boba Fett I found compelling was the direction they took the character of Boba Fett in. I liked seeing this man become a steadfast leader, not demanding respect, rather earning respect. I liked seeing Boba Fett as more than just generic blaster jetpack man. Now, I've heard a lot of people call this version of Boba Fett quote-unquote soft, which I do not understand at all. It's funny, the show even addresses that complaint, almost foreseeing what would be said by viewers. At one point around the middle of the season, I believe, Fennec says, "Living with the Tuskens has made you soft," and Boba Fett responds by saying, "No, it has made me strong." Even in a later episode with Cad Bane says, "You've gotten soft in your old age," or something like that, and Fett responds by saying, "We all do." I don't really understand when people call the Book of Boba Fett soft. I don't really get what they mean. Is it a desire to have like a completely cartoonish look at strength? Are they looking for an 11-year-old's idea of what super badass is? I don't know, it's weird, man. The strongest people I've met in my entire life have been cool, calm, and collected, steadfast leaders. Whether it be in the military or my new career, the biggest super badasses take action, yeah, but they also earn respect. They want to work things out, want to help, want to create, they want to cooperate. They know how to build a team. So to see Boba Fett become more than what he was, or rather maybe what we expected, or more than just, again, generic blaster jetpack man, in my opinion, is great. It's probably my favorite thing about the show. Another thing that's weird to me is hearing people say that the character of Boba Fett is ruined now. Now? Now he's ruined? Really? I mean, I remember people saying the same thing about Kid Boba Fett back in the day, saying that Boba Fett was ruined because we saw him as a kid, or even Kid Darth Vader. We saw Darth Vader as a kid. I remember people talking about how that character was ruined. Like, Boba Fett is ruined now? Really? Now? It's so weird to me, man. But yeah, I liked how the character was handled, especially early on in the season. But overall, the Book of Boba Fett felt extremely disjointed. I thought the first 2 episodes were really solid. I enjoyed the flashback sequences mixed in with present day. It did a good job showing the then and the now, the lead up to the present. Here's kind of a perfect illustration that my buddy texted me the other day. A little visual representation of season 1 broken down by episodes. And I agree with this assessment. The only thing that isn't necessarily represented here is how fragmented a good chunk of this season felt. Like, yeah, episode 5 and 6 were fantastic. They were amazing on their own. I loved them. They were Mandalorian episodes for all intents and purposes. They were great, but they felt disjointed, disconnected from the rest of the series. They were great, don't get me wrong, but it was weird, right? Another weird thing, I'm just bringing like fandom observations here. Another weird thing that I've seen is if you criticize the show, if you say like, I wish there was more Boba Fett in the Book of Boba Fett, you'll have a bunch of Twitterers coming at you. Like, how is that not a relatively valid criticism? 2 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett don't have Boba Fett in them really at all, and people are upset about people pointing that out and saying that they wish they saw more Boba Fett in the Book of Boba Fett. I mean, if we can't say even a simple minor criticism about a lack of title character in a show about title character, then what are we allowed to critique? Nothing? Yeah, it seems a little goofy. So yeah, the series, the season, the show had absolutely amazing moments. But as an entire package as a whole, it was just okay. That's how I keep describing it. If somebody asks me what I thought about the Book of Boba Fett, I usually just say, it was okay. It was kind of forgettable, in my opinion. Again, I think the show started out strong with the first 2 episodes, and then its focus seemed to get kind of muddied. You know, we met the leaders of the crime families. I thought we were building up to some big, bad, grand confrontation, and in the end, the season finished with one of my least favorite episodes, or things, I suppose, in Star Wars. The last episode of the Book of Boba Fett is very meh to me. The series as a whole didn't really work for me, and that's okay. That's not the first time a Star Wars thing hasn't worked for me. I'm used to it by now. That happens when you've been a fan your entire life. I've been a Star Wars fan for the 35 years that I've been on this planet. You know, there's some Star Wars that I like, there's some Star Wars that I don't like, and there's a whole lot of Star Wars in the middle that's just okay. Amy Sedaris is a joy. I want more Amy Sedaris. Another criticism that I can volley at the show, and maybe I hope this isn't the future of Star Wars projects or future shows, but I'm not a fan of continuous cameos. I think taking a hard turn into a completely different direction in the Book of Boba Fett, visiting Grogu and Ahsoka and Luke and all of that, while it was neat, I think it ultimately detracted from a show about Boba Fett. That stuff would have fit better in The Mandalorian Season 3 in my opinion. You know, I was here to see the headliner, but the opening act won't stop playing his guitar. The music is good, but I'm here to see the headliner on the marquee. I hope future Star Wars shows don't lean too heavily in the familiar and the cameos and all that stuff, because after a while, to me at least, it gets very boring. I want a show to kind of stand on its own 2 feet without having to continuously dip back into what we already know. But that's just me. Filoni and Favreau, undeniable. Fun Star Wars, great stuff. But I'm excited for the future where more people get their hands on developing and writing and producing Star Wars shows. I think Star Wars on Disney Plus has a very bright future. And I just hope the future isn't formulaic, you know? I hope the future doesn't get stagnant and boring. I hope the future of Star Wars shows doesn't feel like a Marvel show where everything has to be connected and there's cameos and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I like the idea of very unique projects that kind of are their own self-contained thing. I like the idea of getting a lot of different types of directors and writers and producers and creatives in the mix to give us very unique and different perspectives on what Star Wars can be. That to me is what gets me excited for the future of Star Wars, and I hope that comes to fruition. So yeah, the Book of Boba Fett, it had its moments. I'm glad I watched it. I would recommend it to people, but overall, I never got fully invested in any characters other than the Tusken Raiders. And overall, the show felt sloppy, disjointed, with some fun moments peppered in, and I liked how Boba Fett's character was handled. You know, that's about it. All right, have a good one.